Yo, how's it going, everyone? I have an update for the hip hop shop, but to be fair, it's not the update that I was looking to give. It's not the best of updates. But yeah, so basically, you know, I've made it clear previously. Basically, my idea for this business was to make hip hop merchandise and basically sell shirts, hoodies, etc. with like my favorite lines in hip hop, for example. Lines for just as an example, like "Never Let Hard Time Humble Us," from the late great Nip on Double Up. That's just one example. Or like I don't know, just different like lines, my favorite lines in hip hop and like the fans' favorite lines and like etc. So that was my plan. I was planning to have like a collection for each artist, so like an Eminem collection, a Big Sean collection, and like make like put my favorite lines or whatever like in t-shirts, hoodies, hats, etc. But basically, whilst I was making like mock-up designs, like just on the site, on yeah, like a site where like I'm using print on demand, because obviously I'm not in a financial position where I can buy in bulk right now, which I was gonna do, but yeah, like I did it one time, like just to buy samples. I was like, yeah, I don't think this, because I saw how broke I went after that, and I was like, if I want to do this, I want to make sure that I'm guaranteed to make sales. And obviously, because I'm just up and coming and I'm starting, there's no guarantee, especially in business. And so I was like, I want to go the print on demand way. And as I was doing some mock-ups, I was just thinking about like, yo, is there gonna be any like issues with like copyright, etc. And that like I kept on designing. I was like, cool, I'll just have a look at it later. Because I didn't think too much of it. I thought like, okay, I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. Then yeah, like when I finished, I looked up online. I did some research, and apparently, like even if you use like rappers' lines, etc., and even if you credit them, which was my plan, was to credit them. So like under the shirt, I was gonna say like, I mean on the site, like if you clicked on the shirt that you wanna buy, you'll see like this shirt is inspired by such and such, whoever the rapper was or whatever for that situation or for that specific product. And yeah, but apparently like it's just a big risk, like there's a big chance of copyright infringement, basically, which is basically you can get sued on, etc. And like obviously I don't want to take that risk, um so with that said, it's just disappointing. It's really annoying because my vision was to do that. The whole point was to support the genre and support the people within the genre, such as the rappers. But I can't do it like that. So honestly, for the first day or two, I was very low about it. I felt down. Um, yeah, like I was just like, oh, like it was just so like annoying to me, to be honest, because I've been working on it for a while now, and I spent hours the other day just making shorts and hoodies. But then I was just thinking about, like, I was like, okay, but I can't just like stop here. Like initially, I was like, let me go and think about like what else I can do. But then I was like, nah, but I want to stay involved with hip hop. Like, I have other passions that I'm chasing, but like in terms of like this, like what I'm trying to do with clothing and stuff, I was trying to think of like different niches that I can get into, but I was like, I can't, like, it's not like I have no like other passions other than like football and stuff like that. But for football, like, how am I gonna put that in a shirt? I'm not gonna put football scores. I don't know. I just, maybe I will in the future. I don't know. But right now, I'm like, nah, it has to be something to do with hip hop. So the goal is basically, like the announcement I kind of have is basically my plan. It has is gonna change. So that initial plan, like I said, was to build a store, support artists by having my favorite lines in hip hop, etc. on shirts. I'm not gonna do that anymore, just because of copyright and stuff like that. I don't want to get into trouble, like legal issues and stuff like this. Like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? And I'm all for risk in life, but that kind of risk where you know it's just a different type of risk, that I don't want to get involved with. So unless in years to come or whatever, I can, because another thing that doesn't help is like, it's not like any of the rappers know me. Like, I'm just some kid. Like, I'm in London, some random guy, and like so like it's not easy to just get approved. But I'm saying is, if I grow a brand and like, in years to come, because I'm making my own music as well and I'm doing football. Like, if I grow myself, then maybe in years to come I can get approved. But as of right now, I don't think it's possible. So, but because I still want to be involved in hip hop, what I was thinking of the other day was Me personally, I love watching like hip hop interviews. I just love the culture. You know what I mean? And something that I just thought of the other day, because for the first day or two, I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling low. I couldn't think of anything. Then I just sat down and just was just watching YouTube videos of like successful businessmen just to get some inspiration, just to think. And the one I really like watched for a few hours was Ben Francis, the owner of Gymshark. And if you're someone that wants to get into business in whatever the niches or whatever, go and study him, like watch his YouTube, etc. And it inspired me because like what inspired me was he's a big fan of fitness, for example, which I am as well. But yeah, like he's a owner of Gymshark, and when you look at their shirts or the products, it's either the logo or it's like it just says Gymshark on the shirt, and they're making sales because they made a brand, like they grew their brand. Whereas yeah, like what I was doing wasn't really, it was gonna be branding, but at the same time I wasn't gonna put my, like I wasn't relying on the brand to make sales. Whereas I'm thinking no, but like I'm gonna have to do it that way. I'm gonna have to go the long route and actually do it. And how am I gonna go about doing that? Well, that's something for me to figure out. Like I'm not a veteran when it comes to entrepreneurship. I'm just starting out, so it's just about figuring it out. But that's why I'm here to share it with you guys, because obviously that was a low point. Me finding out that okay, there could be copyright stuff, and just having to change it. I'm not gonna lie, that was a low point, and I want to share it because I could easily just stay down and just give up on the whole hip hop thing. But I really want to be involved, so I'm gonna have to go a longer route. And basically, I'm gonna be doing. So this is my plan in the micro slash macro, because we're in the corona thing still. But let's say, like hopefully the coronavirus goes, I don't know, let's just say by summer or 2022, whatever. My plan is to basically be a guy that goes to concerts, goes to summits, like hip hop summits, um, and just basically like talk to fans of hip hop music. If I can talk to rappers themselves, if I can, but I have to build that relationship first. Um, and also aside from that, because that's like something else, that's like a bigger picture thing. But aside from that, I wanna also, like in the now, basically like report on hip hop stuff, like repost stuff on the page about what's going on today. For example, Eminem, he made the deluxe for the music to be murdered by. I can share stuff like that. I can do maybe IGTVs or like YouTube videos like this where I talk about the album or whatever, and stuff like that. Like that's what I'm planning to do. Basically, talk about albums, anything that's like relevant, culturally relevant at the time. Maybe even talk about, like for example, now we're approaching the end of the year, so I could do like album of the years in my eyes, and Detroit 2, for example, from Big Sean. I could talk about that, etc. So stuff like that, like just talking about albums, maybe artists, whatever's culturally relevant at the time, reposting stuff, just to like spread awareness of what's going on in hip hop and stuff like that. That's the thing that I've come up with for the now, and then hopefully I can get to the point where I've built enough brand equity, and like I can rely on the fact that I've made a brand by then to make sales for t-shirts, hoodies, etc. So that's the plan. Um, but in terms of making shirts and hoodies, I'm gonna try and do that now anyway. But it's just gonna be the way I'm gonna do it is different. So before I was gonna have lines of like rappers and stuff, but now it's gonna be different. I'm gonna just use the brand name, which leads me to the next point. So the brand name, I think. So initially it was Hip Hop Shop. I think I'm gonna move from that to. I got two options. So it's gonna be Hip Hop Fam or Hip Hop World. I wanted to do Hip Hop Family, but the domain name for that is taken. Like the Instagram name, the Twitter name is all taken for that. So obviously I want to make it convenient where I can use the same name for all platforms and just have a brand, like one brand name. So it's either gonna be Hip Hop World or it's gonna be Hip Hop Fam. Hip Hop World sounds better, but when I think of it, just a long term picture, I wanna like bring people together through the hip hop community. I wanna bring fans together, etc. Just like Gymshark has, with people in the fitness industry, for example, and that's my plan. Um, so because of that, I'm leaning more towards the Hip Hop Fam name. Like I said, if it was Hip Hop Family, if that was available, I'd use that. But because it's not available, the domain and stuff like that, I think I'm gonna just go with Hip Hop Fam, and basically meaning hip hop family, but just in short. And the whole point of that is that I want to bring people together. I feel like in hip hop, like for the most part, we do have our disagreements here and there, like people in hip hop, but for the most part, we agree on the same things. We stand for the same stuff, etc. You know, we're like brothers and sisters in this culture. So I want to like just be that person that you can rely on to deliver you great content when it comes to hip hop, and also give you great merchandise as well. But rather than having hip hop lines, having my own brand name, because that's pretty much the only way I can go about it, or the only way I thought of up to now. So yeah, guys, that's an update. Honestly, like initially, I wasn't happy, but now when I think of it, honestly, like like I don't mind. Like let's just experiment again. That was key. Experiment. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna definitely do the things I just said, which is go to concerts, interview people, fans, whatever. I don't even know for sure if I'm gonna do that, because one, that requires a lot of money. Especially me, I live in London, and obviously a lot of like hip hop concerts they take place in America. So just buying tickets to for the flight, then the concert itself, the hotels, and stuff like that, that will take a lot of cost. And you know, to give context as well, I personally am trying to go pro in professional football, and I'm doing my own music as well, which I think you can just about see my mic. But that's yeah, but and because of that, like priority is especially football, so I'm making a lot of investments into that. And obviously, if the season's going on, I can't really be traveling whilst my season is going on, you know. So I don't know for 100% sure if I'm gonna do this whole thing that I just mentioned, but it's just the plan is what I would love to do, as long as I can balance it out and just make sure that my football still takes priority, which I know for a business owner or an entrepreneur, whatever, that is trying to, you know, have a business and up and running. That's not the thing to say. You normally expect a business owner of a company to say, yeah, this business is my absolute priority. Which don't get me wrong, like it will also be something that I absolutely care about and want. But at the same time, I'm 21 and I wanna like really give myself the best chances in football, and for that I need to make sure everything's right, including my nutrition, going to team trainings, doing my individual trainings, stuff like that. And obviously for that I need to invest, you know. So that's what I mean, you know. So like I said, and if you're thinking, well, why are you telling us about this hip hop thing if you're gonna do that? Then it's because I honestly like I want to do all three, and that's one of my biggest challenges in life is to juggle in between all three and find a way where I can make sure I'm doing all three successfully to the best of my abilities, you know, because whatever I do, I want to do the best. And the person that did it so successfully is the late great Nipsey Hussle, you know, on the hip, on from the, I'm ripping him basically, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, like, you know, he was a successful entrepreneur, a successful artist. You know, Victory Lap for me is the album that's had the biggest impact on my life, which says something because there's been so many great albums. So yeah, like he showed me that it's possible, you know, and that's why I'm always like so grateful for Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. And yeah, you know, so it's all an experiment. I want to try and figure it out. Maybe a year from now, this whole thing is irrelevant, and I don't do it. I don't do what I just said. Maybe I'll do it, and it pops off. Like who knows? But it's just what this video is to say that that's my plan, and that's what this is what I'm gonna try and go ahead with. So yeah, guys, that's an update on where we're at right now. It's just yeah, it's gonna be having to do it a different way, a longer route as well. But honestly, I'm optimistic. Let's give it a go. Let's see where it goes. And yeah, you know. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I hope this video inspires people to chase all their passions, not just one specific thing. Trust me, like just at least I'm not gonna say you can do it all three and be successful and all, because I don't know yet. I'm 21. I'm figuring it out myself as I speak, you know. So I can't sit here and act like I'm an expert and I know like, oh yeah, 100% sure it's all gonna work. But in my opinion, if you just find the right balance and you make sure that you're doing the right things, using your time wisely, then I think you can juggle in between all three. Um, and these are my passions. That's why I want to do all three, you know, music, football, business. So yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. Bye, guys.